Okay, so I want to talk about enemy spawns and show you, kind of what's going on there. I think it's kind of interesting. So the thing about this version of Final Fight that is special is that basically everything in it is dynamic. The levels are created dynamically. Enemies are brought into the world dynamically, and all that kind of stuff. And so basically, yeah, I want to show you what this actually means, though. So right now, there's certain logic for determining how to handle enemies in the game. So basically, it's pretty straightforward. For every person playing the game, there can be 10 enemies. And so basically what happens is like in the INI file, you can set, what's the max players, and so you could set it to 2 players or 3 players or 6 players or 10 players, and based on that number, when it generates the levels, it's basically going to say, okay, the maximum number of enemies, like say you did 10 players, the maximum number of enemies I can do is 10 players times 10. So I'll reserve 100 slots for enemies. But for the logic though of the game, if you're playing a 10-player game, you can't just say like, oh well, I have 100 enemies, so if only one person's playing the game, I'm just gonna throw 100 enemies at them. That's not really fair. It doesn't really work. And so I want you to see what's going on here. So right now, so see how there's just one person playing, and so we got 10 enemies on the screen, and as we beat people up and kill them, more will spawn, but there's always going to be just 10 enemies, and so they can kill me and then I can continue or whatever. Okay, but here's the thing though. Now here's what I want you to notice. So I got 10 enemies, right? Well, so what's cool about this is because everything is dynamic. When more players join the game, it's gonna dynamically say, "Oh crap, there are 2 people playing now. So now I can bring in 20 enemies." And oh crap, there are 3 people playing now. So now I can bring in 30 enemies, and so on. And so I want you to see dynamically what happens here as more people join the game. I set the INI file to 6 players, and that's why you see 6 energy bars or 6 things up there. So utter chaos breaks out because now up to 60 enemies are in there. Everybody's dead. And see, I want you to see what happens here, though. It's really interesting. So I'm going to go in here. You see how now that I cleared out these enemies, we're back to only 10 because it figured out, oh, everybody else is dead, so I guess I can just go back to a maximum of 10 enemies. See how fucking awesome that is? Like as you're playing the game, as people drop in and out, it's gonna figure out and adjust how much shit it should throw at you. It's so fucking goddamn good, man. I really, people are not prepared for this shit. Really, they're not. People are not prepared for the pandemonium when this thing is unleashed. Like really, like you just, even the even you guys who've watched all these videos and know what's going on, you are not prepared for this shit. Like when you actually hook this crap up and have 10 players going, and you're playing like 32:9 aspect ratio, you are not prepared for the fucking pandemonium. It is out of control.